Carla, great to have you with us. Thank you. And now a premier expert on China who is talking about also the ties to Iran, to Venezuela. CPAC board member Gordon Chang writing here on X. A friend tells me that China appears to be behind events disrupting stability in both Syria and Venezuela to create even more turmoil. It is acting through proxies to try and mask its involvement. Gordon is also the author of many best-selling books. He's in studio with us. One of his must-reads, his recent book, Plan Red, China's Project to Destroy America. Gordon, there's a ton to get into before we talk about CCP funding activists here with ICE. Let's talk about Taiwan. Carla just put a time frame on it. We've been talking about this for years. What do you think is on President Xi's mind as we see sort of the global shifting with Venezuela and Iran really unstable?
I think President Trump put Xi Jinping back on his heels. And the reason is, the United States used force. We decisively moved. It was a stunningly successful military operation. And by the way, it delegitimized China because China's been saying beforehand, oh, we're going to protect Venezuela. Well, they haven't protected Venezuela. And by the way, the Chinese radars didn't see more than 150 U.S. aircraft enter into Venezuelan airspace. So Chinese equipment now looks really second or third rate. And that must be giving Chinese military officers back in Beijing really pause about what they can do.
Yeah, embarrassing for them. And Russia had equipment there, too, which was also overpowered by our military strength. Incredible stuff. Iran, obviously, they have shut down internet. We don't know how many people are killed, but there's reports that morgues are overflowing, protesters, innocent bloodshed. Tomorrow, President Trump will have a briefing on what potentially to do as a red line with Iran. As you look at that, and Iran, and obviously our adversary, but there's a chance now, that we're seeing maybe this revolt will continue when we look at the uprising there and what it also means for the axis of China and Russia as well if Iran falls, Gordon.
Yeah, well, this is a crucial week because the regime just used murderous force, killing hundreds, maybe even thousands of protesters. The question is, how are the people going to react? I think that they're probably going to continue to be defiant, but we're going to see. The thing here, though, of course, is that the mullahs just disregarded what President Trump said a week ago, that he would use force to protect them. And really, right now, it's an issue of what the United States is going to do. I think the mullahs are making a mistake by disregarding President Trump.
Okay, I want to bring it back home for a second, and then there's some other stories I want to get to. But the CCP, using an American tech billionaire who lives in Shanghai, he's on the radar. Treasury Scott Bessent got this letter from Congresswoman Luna. Neville Roy Singham, married to the head of Code Pink, interestingly enough. What's going on, and how is he using Chinese CCP propaganda with everything we're seeing here on our streets? And it goes back, you say, to George Floyd.
It goes back the entire decade. During the George Floyd protests, we saw China involved. They were sending in counterfeit currency into the United States, automatic weapons parts. We saw in the capital of the United States, 1 block from the White House, Chinese protesters on the streets. And people in the U.S. government think that those weren't just Chinese. These were actually operatives of the CCP regime protesting on U.S. streets. Also, we saw propaganda, malicious propaganda. Then we're seeing the same thing right now. They're just replaying the same book, and we've got to cut those networks down, and we've got to get Tom Homan to